Did you get the recording of yesterday's class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, before we go for the next type of testing, let us learn what is a test data. What is a test data? So what is a test data? A data or a value which we need to use to perform testing on the application is called the test data. Okay, a data or a value which we need to use to perform testing on the application is called the test data. So who is going to prepare the data? Who is going to provide you the data to test the application?
Developing team.
Very good. Developer is the one who is going to provide you the data to test your application. See, let's say you have Bank of America application. So to test this Bank of America application, you need some usernames and passwords. Am I right? So the developer is going to provide you the data in the form of an Excel sheet. So how they are going to get the data? They are going to pull the data from the back-end database. They will pull the data from the back-end database and then they will try to check. Like you will try to test your application. Okay. In case if the developer is not providing you the data to test, then you have to prepare the data. So they will give you the requirement like this. Username should accept only alphabets. Username should accept only alphabets. So you will write the valid and invalid data. You'll write all the valid and invalid data. So now tell me, username should accept only alphabets. So what could be the valid data?
Valid data could be any word with alphabets. Can't have many numbers.
It can be lowercase a to z, it can be uppercase a to z, or it can be the combination of both. It can be the lowercase a to z or uppercase a to z. Okay, and then coming to invalid. Invalid means what? Like 0,
Special characters.
special characters, space. Okay, combination of 0 to 9 and lowercase a to z, combination of 0 to 9 and uppercase a to z. So these are all the data that you are going to check. Okay, you're going
Right.
to check all the valid data and invalid data. In case if they don't provide you the data to test your application. In case if they provide you the data, with the same data you are going to perform testing on your application. Okay. Next type of testing is positive testing. What is positive testing? What is positive testing? Performing testing on the software application, performing testing on the application with positive data or valid data is called positive testing. Okay, performing testing on the application with positive data or valid data is called positive testing. So what is the valid data here? It can be lowercase a to z, it can be uppercase a to z, or it can be the combination of both. Am I right?
Yes.
Positive testing means it can be lowercase a to z, it can be uppercase a to z, or it can be the combination of both. That is positive testing. Negative testing means
Testing using invalid data.
yes. So performing testing on the application with negative data or invalid data is called negative testing. Okay. Performing testing on the application with negative data or invalid data is called negative testing. Okay. Next type of testing is security testing. What is security testing? Testing the security of the application with respect to authentication and authorization is called security testing. Testing the security of the application with respect to authentication and authorization is called security testing. So I'll tell you what is authentication, what is authorization, I'll tell you.
Okay.
So we are performing 4 different types of testings under this security testing. We are performing 4 different types of testings under this security testing. What are they? Authentication, authorization, directory URL testing, and sensitive data testing. Authentication, authorization, direct URL testing, and sensitive data testing. Into authentication. Authentication means what? You'll verify whether the application is accepting the valid user and rejecting the invalid user or not. Is called authentication. You'll verify whether the application is accepting the valid user and rejecting the invalid user or not. Is called authentication. That means, see, let's say you have a Bank of America account. So you are a valid user. You have an account. You are a valid user. So if you are a valid user, definitely you should be able to log in into the application. That means it has to allow you to go ahead and log in into the application. Am I right?
Yes.
So that means if you are a valid user, it has to accept. If you are not a valid user, it has to go ahead and reject you. It means verify whether the application is accepting the valid user and rejecting the invalid user or not is called authentication. Okay. Authorization means what? Verify whether the application is providing the right permissions to the right user or not. You'll verify
Yes.
whether the application is providing right permissions to the right user or not.
Ma'am, what do you mean by providing the right permission?
Right permissions to the right user. That means, see, you have a Bank of America account. So you will enter your username and you will enter your password. So once you enter your password, when you click on sign in, you will be able to log in into your account or my account.
My account.
If you are able to log in into your account, that means it is providing the right permissions to the right user.
Yes.
Yes. If you give your username and if your password, and if you are able to see my account, that means it is not providing right permissions to the right user. That means you will verify whether the application is providing right permissions to right user or not. You will check. Okay. And then coming to direct URL testing. Direct URL testing means, what is this direct URL?
Direct URL basically is if you copy the URL of the website once you log in and try to open it in another browser,
That means
right?
this testing, we are verifying whether the application is working as per the direct URL or not. Whether the application is working as per the direct URL or not. See here www.bankofamerica.com. So this is the direct URL. Am I right?
Yes.
This is a direct URL. And google.com, that is also a direct URL. Okay, this is a direct URL and www. That is also a direct URL. But this Bank of America URL, it doesn't require any. It requires username and password to log in into the application. But whereas google.com, it doesn't require any username and password to log in into the application. Okay, 1 second, Alvi. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so a direct URL testing. That means, see, Bank of America is a direct URL and google.com is also a direct URL. Am I right? Bank of America is
Yes.
a direct URL and google.com is also a direct URL. But this Bank of America application requires username and password to log in into the application. Okay? And this bank application requires username and password to log in into the application. But whereas google.com, do you require any username and password to log in into the application? No, you don't require
No.
any username and password.
So when we are doing the direct URL testing, so we just test if the website address URL is just so what are we basically testing here? I don't understand because I understand that you're saying it does not have a username
I will
and
tell you.
password for Google,
I did not
but
complete
it
it. Direct URL means what? See, in case if you see direct URL means what? www.bankofamerica.com. This is a direct URL. That means you don't if you require some username and password, you don't consider it as a direct URL. See, google.com you consider it as a direct URL because you don't require any username and password. Everyone can go ahead and use this Google. But Bank of America, do you require like everyone can go ahead and use it?
no.
No, if you have username and password, then only you can go ahead and log into Bank of America. But whereas Google.com, whoever wants, they can go ahead and browse whatever they want. They don't. It doesn't require any authentication. If any
Okay.
application requires authentication, then you don't consider it as a direct URL. If the application doesn't require any authentication, then you consider it as a direct URL. Did you understand now?
Yes.
So make my trip. When you go ahead and when you wanted to book a ticket in Make My Trip, do you require any username and password to go ahead and book a ticket?
No.
No, it is not required. So that is a direct URL. Facebook application, is it a direct URL Facebook?
No.
No, because it requires username and password. Did you understand now?
Okay.
Yes. Now coming to sensitive data testing, or you can call it as data hiding. Sensitive data testing or data hiding. That means during this testing, we are verifying whether the application is hiding the sensitive data of the client properly or not. Okay, during this testing, we are verifying whether the application is hiding the sensitive data of the client properly or not. So sensitive data means what? See here, password. This is a sensitive data. Am I right? That means it is
Yes.
hiding the data. That means it is sensitive data. That means during this testing, we are verifying whether the application is hiding the sensitive data of the client properly or not. So other than password, what else you have the sensitive data?
Mm,
Your social security number, which is also a data hiding. Am I right?
yes.
And your credit card details. It will not show your credit card details. Only last 4 digits only it will show. Your credit card details. These are also secured. And what else?
Um, not. I'm not sure. CVV number
Yes, very good.
for
CVV
record.
number. Okay. So these are all the sensitive data. Okay. These are all the sensitive data in your application. Okay. Any
Okay.
questions?
No.
No. Okay. Now, in the interview, they'll ask you what is security testing and what is the difference between authentication and authorization. What is the difference between authentication and authorization? And
Authentication basically means if it
you
allows you
verify, you
to
verify whether
verify
the
the
application is accepting the valid user and rejecting the invalid
rejecting the
user or not.
invalid. Yes.
Yes. Authorization means you verify whether the application is providing a right permissions to the right user or not.
Right.
Okay. Now, next type of testing is exploratory testing. Exploratory testing. That means performing testing on the application parallelly by learning the domain knowledge is called exploratory testing. Performing testing on the application parallelly by learning the domain knowledge is called exploratory testing. Means, let's say you have like 3 years of experience on QA. Okay, all the 3 years you have experience only on banking domain. You don't have experience on any other domain. Okay. Now you got a project in a healthcare domain. Now you got a project in a healthcare domain. So will you say the client that you don't know anything about the healthcare domain, or you will say that yes, I know, and then you will join the project?
I'll tell I know, and then I'll send the project.
Yes, definitely. You will do that only. You will say, yes, I know everything, and then you will join the project. So once you join the project, then you will try to learn that particular domain, and then you will try to test that. Because all the domain knowledges, it is not that everyone should know all the domain knowledges, right? So once you are
Yes,
doing that particular domain, once you are working on that application, then only you will try to learn the domain knowledge. Without any practicals, you will not come to know anything. Okay, so you will say, yes, I know everything, and then you will join the project. Once you join the project, you will try to learn the domain knowledge, and then you will start parallelly testing the application. Okay,
okay.
we are performing this exploratory testing only when the employee is shifting from one domain to another domain. We are performing this exploratory testing only when the employee is shifting from one domain to another domain.
Okay, ma'am, can you give me a real life example for this?
Like like say you got a project in banking domain, that is in Bank of America. Okay,
Okay.
done with that project. Now you are finding a new project, and you got a project in BCBS, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Okay, that means
Healthcare.
you are shifting the domain, right? From banking
Mm-hmm.
to healthcare domain,
Yes.
or from healthcare to e-commerce, or from e-commerce to telecom. So many different domains you have. So if ever you are moving from one domain to another domain, then we call it as exploratory testing.
Okay.
Okay, so they will ask you what is exploratory testing, and when you are performing this exploratory testing. When you are performing only when the employee is shifting from one domain to another domain. It is not that
Okay.
every time he has to get a project only in some banking domain. It can be any domain.
Right.
Okay. Now, next one is what? Static testing. What is static testing? Performing testing on the application without performing any activity or action is called static testing. Performing testing on the application without performing any activity or action is called static testing. That means you are not
Uh,
perform any activity. You will just check whether username is available, whether sign in button is available, okay, whether logo is available. So you will just check whether whether these are available in the application or not. Okay, that is static. Dynamic means
Dynamic means the opposite of static. So
yes.
we're testing with data and or like performing
Performing
the test
testing on the application by doing some activity, by performing some activity or action.
activity.
That means you will enter your username, you will enter your password, and then you will click on sign in button. That means you are doing some activity or action on the application. That is called dynamic testing.
Right.
Okay. Any questions until here?
No.
Next one is mutation testing. You know what is regression testing? Regression testing means to test the entire application
Entirety
from
of
the beginning
the
to check if everything is working properly or not. Regression means to test the entire application from the beginning to if everything is working properly or not.
not.
Okay, mutation means what? Mutation also is to test the entire application from the beginning. But mutation testing is not mandatory. If you have extra time, then only we go for this mutation testing. If you don't have any extra time, you will never go for mutation testing at all.
What does this testing do?
To test the entire application.
So why is it called mutation testing?
Because see, mutation testing, why we are doing this mutation testing? To check if everything is working properly or not. So mutation testing is not mandatory, but whereas regression testing is mandatory. Regression means what? You have to test the entire application and check whether the related functionalities are working because of the fixed defect. You understood?
But I thought that was retesting.
Retesting means to test only the fixed defect. Regression means to test the
Entire
functionalities of the
thing.
application. Mutation is
Okay.
also entire thing. But if you have extra time, second time you will do the testing. You don't have extra.
Oh, okay. So they just say it. They just call it mutation testing instead of
Yes,
regression testing. Okay.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Next one is deployment testing. Deployment testing. So what is deployment testing?
Deployment testing is testing the software as after it's deployed to the public.
During this testing, development team will be involving to verify whether this application has been installed or deployed successfully from one environment to another environment or not. So who is going to deploy the application from one environment to another environment?
The developing team.
Developer. So if the developer is not deploying the application properly from one environment to another environment, then you'll find some defect. Okay.
Okay.
Developer will go ahead and verify whether the application has been deployed successfully from one environment to another environment. So if the application is not deployed, what will happen? The application may open or may not open, or it may close or it may not close. It depends. Okay.
Okay.
Next one is what? Smoke testing. You know what is sanity testing?
Sanity testing is I forgot. I know you told me
Sanity means
earlier.
testing the major functionality of the application is
M-
sanity.
Major functionality, right?
Right? So,
Right.
who is doing the sanity testing? Testing team. When the
That
application is developed and deployed into testing environment, we are doing the sanity testing.
right.
Once the application is developed and deployed into testing environment, we are doing this sanity testing.
Sanity testing, right.
Smoke testing. Smoke testing means what? Testing the major functionality. Same thing. Testing the major functionality. But who is doing this smoke testing? Development.
Developing team is doing this smoke testing.
When before they deploy the application into testing environment. Before they move the application into testing environment, we are doing this smoke testing.
Okay.
Okay, before they deploy the application into testing environment, they are doing this smoke testing. So in the interview, they will ask you what is the difference between sanity testing and smoke testing.
Okay.
What is the difference between sanity testing and smoke testing? Okay, yeah. Now,
Okay.
one is what? Alpha testing. What is alpha testing? Performing testing on the software application directly by the client is called alpha testing. Performing.
Isn't that called the user acceptance testing?
Yeah, same thing. Like UAT means user friendliness of the application. That means you will check whether the application is user friendly or not. But here what I'm saying alpha testing is performing testing on the software application directly by the client.
Okay.
Both are totally different.
Right.
So client is going to perform this alpha testing. Then what about beta testing? Performing testing on the application by the client like people, that is customer, is called beta testing. Performing testing on the application by the client like people, that is customer, is called beta testing.
Okay.
Okay? So both alpha testing and beta testing comes under user environment. So alpha testing is suitable for, whereas beta testing is suitable for projects. Okay, alpha testing is suitable for projects, whereas beta testing is suitable for projects. Okay.
Sorry, could you repeat the last part?
Alpha testing is suitable for projects, but whereas beta testing is suitable for products.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
No?
No.
Any other questions? No?
No, ma'am. You can continue.
Okay. Now, type of testing is sanitation testing. Sanitation testing. What is sanitation testing? Sanitation testing.
Not sure.
No? Not sure? So it is an experience-based testing. It is an experience-based testing. So based on your experience, you are giving some suggestions to the client about the requirement. Okay, you are giving some suggestions to the client about the requirement.
So doesn't the client sends the requirement before the developers develop the product?
What is that? Come again.
So basically, when do we perform the sanitation testing?
So yeah, so it is an experience-based testing. So let's say you have like 10 years of experience on QA.
Right.
Okay, you have 10 years of experience on QA. So all the 10 years you have experience only on banking domain.
Okay.
Okay, all the 10 years you have experience on like all the different domains. Let's say you have experience for all the different domains. So based on your experience, we are giving some suggestions to the client about the requirement. And based on the confirmation from the client only, we will continue testing in a project. So see here, since you have experience on all the different domains, so now you will go try to suggest something to the client. So once you are testing this application, you will inform the client. Client, instead of having the username and password in the same page, why don't we have only username here and why don't we have next button? That means when the user enters the correct username and when he clicks on next button, he'll be navigated to the next page where he can go and enter the password and sign in.
Okay. Yes.
That means it is an experience. That means based on your experience, you are suggesting something to the client. The client accepts, proceed further. The client is not accepting, you will not go with the same requirement. You will go with the same requirement, whatever has been developed. You
Okay.
understand? Yeah. So that is sanitation testing. Okay. Now, next one is what? Parallel testing. What is parallel testing? Performing testing on the application parallelly by comparing with similar type of applications in the market. Performing testing on the application parallelly by comparing with similar type of applications in the market.
Could
Okay,
you give me
so
an example?
here client will not provide you any clear requirements about the project. He will just say, I want this Bank of America application to be developed. That's it. He will just say, I want this Bank of America application to be developed. So what you will do?
We will try to
So you will
look
try to
at
compare with
projects.
similar type of applications in the market. So you have to develop this Bank of America. So what you will do? You have so many different banking domains in the market. What are they? Like PNC Bank, Chase Bank, Citizens Bank. So these are all the different domains that you have in the market. So now what you'll do is, so you will compare with this bank and then you are going to develop your Bank of America application.
Right.
Okay, so now see here. So first you will have your personal. So go to your PNC bank and then see here you have personal, small business, banking, the name of the bank, it's all things. Okay, so now you will go ahead and develop this Bank of America. So here also Bank of America you have personal, small business, banking, logo, the name of the bank, so these all things. That means you are comparing with similar type of applications in the market and then you are developing your Bank of America application. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You're comparing with similar type of applications in the market and then you are developing your Bank of America application.
Who does parallel testing?
What is that?
Who is performing the parallel testing? The
Yeah,
developer or the testing team?
testing team only.
Okay.
Okay, and then yeah. See here. Now last type of testing is accessibility testing. So what is accessibility testing?
Testing the product if it's I don't know, when the word accessibility comes in mind, I think of uh, like people who can't see or uh, who can't hear. So
No, accessibility testing is nothing but we are verifying whether the application has been developed in www standards or not.
repeat
Whether
that again,
the,
please.
whether the application has been developed in www standards or not.
Okay.
Okay, World Wide Web. That means wherever you are across the world, you should be able to use it. So when you can use only if it is in the www standards.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay, so these are all the 26 different types of testings that we have. These are all the 26 types of testings that we have.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, these are all the 26 types of testings that we have.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Yeah. So we will continue in tomorrow's class.
Okay. Ma'am, is it possible to do it early tomorrow? A little earlier than.
Tomorrow I have to check. I don't think so. Tomorrow, no.
Okay. All right. Then no problem. That's fine.
Okay? Yeah. So let's
Oh,
see tomorrow then, Rahman. Okay?
okay.
Okay. Okay then.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Rahman. See you tomorrow then.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.